If you want to call me my personal cell, it's 605-475-6973. Oh, I look forward to hearing your offer. Well, have yourself a very lovely day. Oh, hi, honey. What's going on? Well, same old, same old. Not a bad thing. But my day was interesting. That little tea shop never fails to amuse me. And also, I expect a phone call from your brother. And before you give me a worried look, Julia says, sorry, I tried to let down your brother in a very gentle way, since he's a nice guy. But my girlfriend got involved. Wait, you didn't realize Julia loves the ladies? I mean, when she first met you, she was trying to hit on you. Well, then again, her charmers work better on men than most women. Well, apparently, after helping your brother out with something, he seemed to developed a crush on Julia. But he finally decided to ask her out, and Julia politely turned him down. But they were in earshot of her girlfriend, and since your brother was being we love him dearly, but he was being really dense. It just wasn't clicking in his head. It took Julia's girlfriend walking up, kissing Julia on the lips, and then it kind of, yeah, no, the light bulb went off finally. So, expect a phone call from your brother. No, I can't really say much about you guys being dense because I know I've had more than my fair share of moments, and you guys had the pleasure of watching. Like, if it helps him, like, I can introduce him to a werewolf lady who happens to find humans very cute. What's with that look? See, that's what I mean. You guys can be very dense, and once I start talking about this, a lot of things are suddenly going to make a lot more sense. Well, example, Julia there is a form of plant person. Now, I can never quite pronounce their species name, we'll say, or rather their race, but she's a plant person. And the reason she's able to run and produce such good quality teas is because she knows plants, like, really well. Well, also it's harder for her to move around because she is basically a plant. Why is your cell phone? Yeah, no, put it down. This is going to be an important conversation. Like, no, like a really important conversation. A lot of things are going to click and make sense for the right about now. But no, Julia isn't human. Most of us here are not human. Like, me and Julia are not the only supernatural critters here. The reason you only see John at night is, well, frankly, he's a vampire. Yeah. Yeah, but he seems so normal. Vampires always seem normal. They're the ones who have one of the easiest times blending in among humans. But yeah, no, it's when he has to go out during the day, he has to wear a specialized sunscreen, and that sunscreen's like $100 a bottle. It's not cheap, but he can do it. Sunlight really does bother their eyes. It does nearly blind them, but he won't. Without the sunscreen, he's not gonna start bursting into flames. But he's going to get one hell of a sunburn. And I'm not a vindictive person, but I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. Like, it is miserable for them. It also makes it the sunlight for whatever reason inhibits their ability to recover as fast. So he'll still recover, but he'll recover at the same rate as a normal person, which when you're used to, your wounds nearly instantly closing, it can feel like forever. Well, no, he's a good guy, don't get me wrong, but yeah, he is a vampire. And your best friend Stella, she's a witch. No, she is a genuine witch. Like, I don't mean like the bad kind. Like, when you call a lady a witch because you think they're being evil. Like, no, she knows magic. And that's the other thing that exists. Now, honestly, this town is mostly supernatural races and people. You, your brother, and Karen, unfortunately, and about 2 dozen others are really the only humans that live here. Well, how come we all look human? This is going to sound like a cop out. Please bear in mind, I don't understand magic. It confuses the hell out of me. And as far as I'm concerned, magic is bullshit. I don't understand it. If I could, I probably wouldn't. I've had Stella try to teach me. Julia try to teach me some. It just goes over my head. It goes in one ear and out right out the other. It's just no, but my brain doesn't compute with it. But that being said, this entire area is magic. And also with a healthy dose of science to it as well. The too long didn't read is magic tricks the human brain and human based technologies into seeing all of us here as fully human. That same magic is also what's greatly discouraging, we'll say about 95% of humans from staying here, let alone even normally finding this place. So, unless they happen to fit a certain category, means that it's not like it's suddenly gonna, you get too close, your GPS is gonna malfunction. This town just won't show up on a GPS. Or another good thing would be somebody's car, if they're driving through, for whatever reason the car won't become low on gas. It actively discourages people gently, for the most part, from staying for very long. Most humans leave this town in under 24 hours. However, there are certain categories of people that the magic deems them safe, and it will allow them to stay or even encourage them to stay. How this is controlled, I have no idea. I really don't. Now, at this point, also, when humans do stay and they do start living here, most of the others around us, most of the other supernatural people and races around here, they typically will leave humans alone. Like, you're not in any danger. Like, if you were in danger, it would have happened. Something would have happened already. You and your brother, both. Now, that being said, the reason you and your brother fall into that category of you're safe humans to be around, you're not going to pick a fight. You're not going to, go all witch hunter and try to kill anyone. But Karen herself, she falls into a different category, where because her family has blood ties to this land, the magic allows her bloodline to stay. So, silence your phone, please. Like, this is, as I said, this is serious. No, you did try to put on silent. Oh, you forgot to mute a Discord server. Well, I'll do that later. This is it's story time. Any rate, so because Karen, her family has lived in this lands for generations before the magic was placed, it allows her to stay. Now, if she were to hopefully move away, she wouldn't be allowed back. It would basically make her forget. That's at least what is theorized. She's said before she has no intention of moving away. So, looks like we're stuck with her. Now, this magic does affect you permanently. Like, but it's not bad. Like, let me give you some examples, and you're going to find yourself going, oh, hey, I've tried, and this makes sense. So, when you talk to anyone that's not from this town, for example, your folks, if you were to try to tell anyone that you live here, you will always say the town next door. You will never say this town, but you, for everybody else, you live next door. Even if you're asked directly, the magic will just prevent you from saying that. And even if that you learn, even now that you've learned the truth that everybody else is some form of critter, like I shouldn't be calling everyone else a critter, but it's kind of when you, yeah, it's kind of a werewolf thing. I can, and those who don't mean I know, though I don't mean anything by it, but it's like when you have a were-rat, a werewolf, a were-coyote, a vampire, some cursed doll. I don't know where she came from. But point being, like you have a whole myriad of different things. Sometimes it's better to say critter. Oh yeah, no, there's a Drider that lives not too far from here. He's incredibly nice. Just he lives alone. He keeps to himself. It's like not out of shame, but it's more or less out of he's physically a big person. It's just hard for him to get around, we'll say, without causing suspicion. But no, he's a nice guy. Actually, a really good IT person. Oh, he's the one who I hired to fix your computer. Getting off topic. But, yeah. If you were trying to write anything out about this town, the magic will stop you. Again, you'll be, yeah, like you won't write out Arkstone. No, you're gonna write out the next town over. It's the same thing for applying for texting, sending letters, sending emails, things like that. All that gets to the next town over. And when you leave this town, this won't. You'll still. What's the word I'm looking for here? You'll still remember this place, but again, you'll remember it as the next town over. And on top of that, even though you know the truth, it's still going to be everybody's here human. There's no. It's going to also synchronize your senses to the point where even if you see, I don't know, Stella flying on a broom, and then you get out of the magic area, your brain will just see her riding down. For example, when you go to recall that, your brain will say, "Oh, she was riding a motorcycle that day." The magic will influence that. Otherwise, most things will remain unchanged. This entire thing is to keep us safe. Like, this entire town is meant to keep us safe. Now, your brother and you, as I said before, aren't gonna suffer harm. Most residents here, because you guys have been, magic has deemed you guys safe, aren't gonna go out of their way unless you actively try to hurt someone. Not, you don't have to worry about it. As for kind of like who set up the magic, from my understanding, it was a group, a coven of witches, a long time ago that set up the stuff. Again, to me, magic is bullshit. I don't understand it, and it makes my head hurt badly. Oh, yeah, that can be a pain in the ass. Like, when I go somewhere. Now, the beautiful thing is, I can just go, you know, into like a hybrid state where I'm fully wolf, like I'm fully, werewolfed out, and the magic will make everyone perceive me as human. But once I leave town, I can't do that. I have to remain inhuman. And that's always a difficulty. So there's a lot of us that just don't travel far because it's frankly inconvenient. Or, uh, yeah, for example, those charms that you always see Stella selling, those are real magic charms. Those are for if we have to venture out of the town, it does help keep us safe. It helps make sure, oh hey, you will still be perceived as a human, whether somebody's looking at you or a video camera's looking at you. Yeah, as I said, it's a mixture, a weird mixture of magic and science. I don't understand it, but it works, and I'm really glad for it. Now, that being said, I'm hungry because that little tea shop, as cute as it is, and as an eventful day as we've had, I want a big pizza. A big meat lover's pizza with ham and cheese. Fine, we'll put veggies on it. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll tell you what. You order that, and I'm gonna go whip up some drinks. Because I'm tired, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, and you look hungry too. Yeah, I think about food a lot. I'm a wolf and coyote mix. Food is one of our loves. I love you and I love food. Well, that's because you've seen what happens after I transform. I lose a lot of my weight. Yeah, cuz turns well, yeah, I burn a lot of calories whenever I shift. Like, yeah, that's the reason why like, they use this. And one of the rumors going around, or one of the tales of werewolves having insatiable bloodlust, is well, that's because of your driven hunger. Like when after you shift, everything looks fantastic to chew on because your body just grew bones. It just burned through all the calories you have eaten like in the last 10 days. And also now your metabolism is jacked up through the roof. So like, yeah, I get that we'll come off as bloodthirsty, but I'm also just like, just give us all ham, just give us a whole ham leg, and we'll probably be your best friends. Actually, now I want ham. I want a lot of ham. I'm hungry. Yeah, yeah. See what I mean? All right. Ooh, a cocktail. You want a cocktail? No. Okay. Well, then I'm taking the mead, though. Because I want mead. I want pizza and I want mead. Darn it! What do you mean we don't have any more? Oh, right. I forgot about that. I'll have to get one. I'll have to get more from Julia. Okay, well, that was Werewolf Boyfriend Part 2. So, I'm actually having a lot of fun with the series. I really am. I do have a partial. That probably wasn't picked up, but my leg just popped and it didn't feel good. Any rate, I am working on a script for 3, or rather, part 3. If it seems like this is more rushed and but somehow more scripted, it's because it is. I'm learning how to read from a script and do less improv. And I noticed now that I'm reading from a script, I feel like I'm moving too fast. So I'm learning. Please bear with me. Well, that being said, you guys, whoever's listening, have yourself a very lovely day, evening, night, whatever. Practice your self care. Get something to drink. Get something to eat. Lay down. Take a nap. That whole thing. And I'll have you guys in the next one. Bye byes. Woof woof. Bark bark. Oh, God, it's been forever since I've done that.